Hey guys, Sentence here, and we're back with Rise of Iron. Today we're going to be looking at all the SIVA cluster locations. This is going to be a full walkthrough of every single location that you can find, so make sure you have your game on and you can follow us along with it, so you'll be able to find them yourself. Make sure you also drop a like on this video, and yeah, let's get underway. There's no particular order to find these, so we're just going to do it in the way that I think works best. So the first thing you want to go on to is the Walls Come Down mission. This is the second Rise of Iron mission. So normally you'd be running to the left hand side, but instead you run to the right on the giant ship. Okay, so once you get to the ship, just make sure you kill all the enemies so they don't get in your way. It makes things a lot easier in a lot of these locations if you just completely clear the area. So you jump up to the top here, and then make sure you go on the like the railing side on the left, and you will see a SIVA cluster in between there. See the glowing red? That's what they look like if you've never seen one before. And then you can just collect the fragment. Then there is another one, so we will just be backtracking this area completely and moving on to the next part. The second cluster can be found just right of the door that you're actually meant to progress in, so don't go in that door, just go to the right underneath this sort of like metal construction, and you will see a glowing red part, and you just go underneath it, right up to it, and then you can collect it right there. I mean, you can't actually see the fragment there, you can actually see the glow, but it's there, and you can pick it up. So then proceed on to the mission, where you actually have to scan the first, like, findings of the SIVA, but just completely ignore that and move on forward, because it spawns in the enemies and there's no need to actually complete the mission to find all these clusters in this. And you'll see this destroyed tank there just directly from where you came from, and there will be a cluster right there under the gun. It's quite a bit of a journey to the next one, so we're just going to speed things along, but yeah, you stay in this mission once you've collected that, and then you carry on and make sure you turn to the left where the two pipes are. So if you followed us the right way and you've got to where we are, you'll actually see a fragment there behind the wooden / metal. Haven't figured out what it is, but those panels there, and then you'll just be able to collect it, and we will be continuing on with the journey because there is still more in this mission. Next you should come to this room, and in this room to the right hand side on the table is another SIVA cluster that you can collect. I hope you are following along, guys, because it makes things a lot easier if you're following on in your game as well. So the next one we've come to is in this hive ship, and if you just go to the middle point and right behind it, you will clearly be able to see another SIVA cluster you can collect. Okay, so the next fragment is in this open space here. It's good just to kill the enemies off so they don't disturb you when you're trying to get the fragment. But the fragment, as you'll see, is actually on this right hand side where the guy, near where the guy is in that building. But once you see that guy, you just turn straight to your left and you get it there on that pillar, and that is another fragment added to your collection. The next one is actually really close by. So from where you just got the last one, make sure you go into this room, and this room is usually covered with those lasers, as you can see. But if you have a splicer key, you can actually go on that console and open up the door. So you will need a splicer key to get to this area, and this area has 2 chests, as you can see, and you can collect some glimmer and some spin metal from it. But it also does have a SIVA cluster as well, right next to the far chest in that wall. It is right there in the locker, and you can collect that, and that is the last one that you can find in this mission. The next cluster you can find is in the King of the Mountain mission, which is the first mission in Rise of Iron. So the part where you're about to jump, well, where you are jumping out the cable car, instead of turning left, actually turn to the right, and you will see a ledge that you can jump on, and on that ledge will be a SIVA cluster. So now you should have 9 clusters, and the next couple clusters are in the Plaguelands mission on Earth. So you have to get to the Lord's Watch area first, so you continue through till you get here, and then you get on your vehicle, or you can walk, no preference. But then as you go up on your right hand side, you will see this massive kind of like SIVA corruption around, and it is right there, as you can see, underneath the SIVA corruption. But you can't actually access it from this side, as I figured out, so you had to just walk around and get it from the other side, and this is number 10.
Okay, just to be clear, I don't like creepy tech that spreads like a virus. It gives people the wrong idea about artificial life forms. Detecting a high concentration of SIVA shield independent reasons. Even SIVA enhanced shields require an energy source. But be careful, there's something familiar.
So if you've been following along the path correctly, now you should get to this tower, and it will have number 3B written on it, and you just go into the side door and all the way up the stairs. I don't know what I was doing right there, turning around, but yeah, all the way up the stairs, right to the top, and you'll be in a room full of windows. And the SIVA cluster is actually behind that computer I'm looking at right there, but I was trying to remember which way it was because I already had this SIVA cluster, and yeah, we're just shooting the point. It spawns literally right there where we're shooting, but as you can see, it's not there on my screen because I already collected this one. So now continue on with the mission until you get to the splicer battery part, where you have to actually shoot and destroy these guns and stop them from working. So you go to the far right gun, which is the 3rd one along on the right hand side here. So right on the far right, and on the gun barrel itself you will see another fragment, and that is the last fragment in this area. This next fragment is in the mission on Mars called Download Complete, and for this part you have to get to the area where you need to jump down the elevator shaft. So you open the elevator and you jump down. I believe this one was actually found pre-Rise of Iron by someone that managed to get out the map, but yeah, it's that one in the same place. You might already have this one if you've seen that video, but nonetheless, kill all the enemies in here so they can't annoy you. But make sure once you've killed all these enemies, you do not activate the console in front of you, or obviously that will continue on with the mission. So you go to the right hand side here and go to the pillar, well, not that, yeah, don't activate that, and then go to the right hand side. And there's actually a ghost behind here. That's what we're getting right now. We're just collecting that ghost. And then on that same pillar, right at the top, well, not right, yeah, well, right at the top near the TV, and right there is another SIVA cluster. The next SIVA cluster can be found on the Iron Tomb mission, which is the final mission of the game. So you launch into this mission and get to the part where you're in the tunnel with all the corruption right near the end before the final boss fight. As you enter the room, go onto the left hand side, past the fire brazier, and keep going round until you see this massive lump of SIVA corruption, and you can clearly see another fragment right there, and this will be SIVA cluster number 14, which means we only have one more left to collect. You can find the final SIVA cluster in Fellwinter Peak. As you spawn in, go up the first set of stairs, and to your right you will be able to see the area I'm in, and this is where you start jumping. And you have to jump all the way to the top. It is a long way, but I'm just going to leave this video going so you can see how to get to the top, and I will join back with you all afterwards when you've managed to get there, hopefully. I mean, you probably won't do it on your first try. It took me a long time to get this because I suck at jumping. So guys, hopefully you've reached the top as well now. You will see a campfire on your right hand side, and right on that far edge there will be a SIVA cluster. So once you do pick this up, you should have all 15, and you will get a notification of the task being completed, and that task is referring to the task in the Rise of Iron Year 3 book on your progress menu. So you go onto the book and you go along to the Plaguelands, and you can click complete, and then maybe you'll be a rank up like I was, and you might be able to collect something good. But anyway guys, that is it. That is all the SIVA clusters in the game. You've found them all. I hope the guide has been helpful, and I hope you have enjoyed watching. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more Destiny content. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you all in my next video.